Greetings and salutations, this is HUGH JARSZ, the biggest YouTuber ever! And tonight, I have a very special guest, a YouTube creator who is a bit of an inspiration for me. His tenacious debating style and general knowledge about how the physical world works leads to fiery debates, and I say debates in quotation marks, with complete idiots who actually come on his channel to demonstrate to the entire world that they know nothing about anything. In my mind, this has earned him the title of Slayer of the Flerfs. Please give a huge ass welcome to FTFE.
Woo!
Yeah, woo!
Wait, this would be when there's applause normally, right?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Now, when you say special, do you mean like as in a cool guy or like back of the short bus special, like the Flat Earth?
In this case, a cool guy.
Hey, I like that then.
Yes, you're not special.
Thank God.
Yes, well, you've heard of flerfs, haven't you?
Yeah, something about I don't know about the Earth not being a globe. Some guys talking about it. A little kind of thing on Facebook. Not really familiar now.
Yes. Just let me do my little welcome to the people in the chat. So Real Cygnus, Fred Bailey, Now Pinion. Good to see Now Pinion. Skid Mark McGee. That's a great name. Daryl M, one of my members. Hello, Daryl. Oh, someone called FTFE. Yeah, whoever that is. Judy Bassett, a great supporter of most people in our community. So thank you, Judy. It's good to see you, one of my members. Who else have I got? Dr. Unsensible, a name I've only sort of recently noticed, but it's good to see you. Monkey in the Works, another member. Hello, Monkey in the Works. Dr. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Oatka? Never heard of him. But I'm glad to see you here. And Stephen. Oh, that's a difficult name. And Funtime Matryoshka. Okay. I've never tried to say that name
like
before
in my life.
Yeah, I like creativity, and that seems very creative. I can't even speak today. It's only 6 o'clock in the morning for me, remember? Yes, words are hard. I cannot words today. And Rich 901, hello. It's good to see everyone in the chat, and hopefully I don't have too many detractors, but hopefully get a few people from FTFE here to watch him spin the Wheel of Derp. Oh,
that
Charlie,
sounds fun.
Hello, Charlie.
Also dirty.
Yes, well, we'll see. So I thought we'd have a bit of a chat first, because first of all, let people come in. But we don't get much of a chat. We haven't had a chat for a while. I came on your channel about 6 weeks ago or something, when one of the flerfs didn't show up with Global Mom and someone else.
Yeah, it's an annoying thing. The time zones exist. It's something to do with the Earth being spherical and having to rotate into the path of the sun. You know, it's annoying, but it means that we don't get to talk as much as I would like to talk to a HUGH JARSZ.
Yes, well, it's always good to talk to a HUGH JARSZ.
Yes.
So I want to ask, how's the family? They long-suffering family that you have.
They're doing good when I let them out of the basement. Yeah, absolutely. Family is, you know, a big part of my life here because I'm at home all of the time. You know, I'm disabled, so I don't really get to go out and, you know, do a bunch of stuff, and I work from home doing my YouTube stuff, so I'm with my family all the time. So it's very hard to separate kind of my work life from my family life, and they do kind of get involved in you know, having to help me prepare for streams and stuff and tidy up and put on my green screens when I need to. But they like the fact that I get to be here all the time, as well as, you know, doing a job. You know, a lot of families, they're, you know, the people that are earning the money, they're not there all the time. They have to be away for work, but I get to be at home with my family whilst doing a job that I absolutely love, and it's brilliant. I love it.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that the family are happy about it too.
Yeah.
Hello, Jezza, the Random Reviewer, another one of my members. Good to see you.
Hey, Jezza.
And he's a member of yours too, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure there's very few people who subscribe to me who don't subscribe to you. But yeah, family are very important, aren't they? And it's great that you can have so much time with them. In some ways, I'm envious of you. A lot of people are working from home now, though, anyway. So that is something that will either produce a lot more divorces or a lot better marriages. So.
Well, luckily, me and my wife seem to get on quite well. You know, she doesn't mind being here with me all the time. I mean, we've been together 20 years. Let's face it, she could have killed me and been out of prison with good behavior by now. So, I'm
Yes.
doing something right.
And she chose not to.
I know, it's amazing. 15 years of marriage, 20 years of being together, and she hasn't stabbed me once.
And she's Scottish.
Yeah, actually, no, that's a lie. She has stabbed me once because she needed to. She once accidentally gave me peanuts, which I'm deathly allergic to, and then had to stab me with my EpiPen to stop me from dying. So, yeah, she has stabbed me, and she enjoyed it.
Oh, that's a bit of a
too
shock.
much.
That's something I didn't know before. So, yes, she enjoyed it, but she enjoyed the results too, I guess. So, in a sense, that's
me
not so
dying.
bad.
If I die, she has to take over the YouTube channel, and
Well, she has to do all the cleaning as well.
yeah. That's what we got kids for.
That's a point. Yes, yes. They're very good sponges, aren't they?
Yeah, sponges of money.
Oh, that too. Yes.
Although trying to get my teenage son out of his bedroom at any point is quite hard.
What,
I
a
bought him
teenager who
gaming
doesn't
PC.
want to leave their bedroom? Wow.
I know. I bought him a gaming PC, and let's face it, I understand that if, as a teenager, I had access to all of the internet, I probably wouldn't ever want to leave either.
Well, yes, it's interesting how it's different. That's the difference between our generations. Every generation has a difference of some sort, and that's the difference between ours. They had the internet, whereas we didn't. We had to actually go out into the real world and do crappy stuff like that. So,
You know what the first access to the internet my family had was we got a Sega Dreamcast.
oh right.
And that had an internet browser in it, the Sega browser. And it didn't access a lot of websites because there wasn't a great deal, but even though the ones that there were, it didn't, the browser couldn't access. Pretty much all we could ever use it for was looking at pictures of like space or something. But because it used your phone line, to make a phone call to connect like old style dial-up, it was ridiculously expensive. And if you were using the Dreamcast and you went online for like 20 minutes, it'd be like £10.
Wow. Oh, that's right. Yes, you have time local calls in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Oakley, I guess that's the way you pronounce it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. He's said he's just subscribed. And I've just noticed I've just ticked over to 1,700 subscribers for the first time. So thank you, Dr. Oakley. You must be the 1,700.
Well done. I'll send you that $5 later.
A five or what? £5? Oh, that's about $10.
Yeah,
so that's great,
£5 so that he subscribes to you. That's I'm paying
okay. No, that's more than I get from YouTube every month. Maybe I should do that. Subscribe to people for money. I understand Riley has and Nathan Oakley have a job opening in that regard.
Yeah, well, Nathan Oakley's channel's quite busy at the moment, having more likes than views on all of his videos. So they should probably be dealing with that.
I'm not even sure how that's possible.
No, I know exactly how it's possible. You go to a website where you buy views and likes, but I guess the one they're using delivers the likes before the views. So there's a slight period where the likes outweigh the views. Because do you ever notice where you look through Nathan Oakley's videos, and in general, every single one of his videos gets 1.1 thousand views. No more, no less. I mean,
well, I try not to look through Nathan Oakley's videos. So.
I know it is hard. It's something I do so you guys don't have to.
Yeah.
But what you notice is that usually it will quite quickly go up to 1.1 thousand views and then stop.
And stay there.
Yeah. And that doesn't seem exactly organic to me. I'm not accusing Nathan Oakley. No, wait. I'm straight up accusing Nathan Oakley of buying views and likes. Because, he's a liar.
So would that be profitable? I mean, would you get... Would
it's a
number of
stupid
views
thing to
give
do.
you the money back from YouTube that you're actually paying for the views? Or?
Well, it's a stupid thing to do because I'm pretty sure the bot views don't watch adverts. So you don't earn advertising revenue. I might be wrong. You might get some advertising revenue from it, but I don't imagine it's going to be the amount of actually organic people watching. But more importantly is that YouTube aren't fucking stupid. YouTube know if there's something dodgy going on. So YouTube will be seeing that he is having this very inorganic, stuff going on his channel, and they won't promote him. They won't put him out to anybody. Even his own subscribers will struggle to see the videos he puts out. Because YouTube, it's not beneficial for them to promote a channel with fake views, because that's not going to earn them anything in the long run. He's screwing himself. Which,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I was
I'm not going
thinking.
to say it's a bad thing. He can do that, and you know that's he. Please keep doing it, Nathan.
Yes.
You want to kill your own channel? I'm quite happy with that.
Well, he's well, not only his channel, he's earned bank balance. So
Yeah.
it seems counterproductive to me. But just why don't you put out better content, and that way attract views?
Because
that
his
way,
name is Nathan Oakley, and he's not capable of doing such a thing.
Well, yes.
But you know, I always do think it's unfair to talk about people like Nathan Oakley without him here to defend himself. So, Nathan, what are your thoughts?
So you don't need the toilet anymore. Why? Because your body has reabsorbed all of what was contained in your bladder that you would consider waste. Well, it's not waste, or your body would. There's no way it would reabsorb it.
That wasn't the question, Nathan. But thanks.
So if his body reabsorbs all his urine, that means he's full of piss.
Definitely,
Well, he's made of piss.
We know he's full of shit, and now there's evidence he's also full of piss.
Yeah, that's why he has that odd shape that Randy talks about.
Yeah,
It just sort of bulbs out. Yeah.
Pear.
Yeah, like the Earth, apparently. Speaking of the Earth, I'm just noticing, so you're in Scotland, and I'm in Australia,
Yes.
and it's dark outside and 9 degrees here, which is freezing for me. But under your curtains, I see daylight.
I know, it's
almost as
crazy.
if the sun doesn't disappear.
Yeah, no. So I'm quite high up, you know, on the latitudes of Earth. So I'm about 700 miles away from the Arctic Circle. And at this point in the year in Scotland, we literally only get 2 to 3 hours of night. The sun will go down between midnight and 1 a.m. and it's back up by 3, half 3, 4. You know, and that's it. You don't actually get a proper nighttime here. And at the moment, UK is undergoing some kind of unprecedented heat wave where we're not like you Australians. Yeah, we're not like you Australians. We're not built for this. The infrastructure and the people, you know, generally people in Scotland burst into flame if the sun's in the sky. And at the moment, I know. And at the moment, we're having temperatures above 25 degrees every single day. And for, you know, that might
Celsius
not sound
for all the Americans.
Yes, Celsius. That might not sound like much to people that live in Australia, but it kind of screws everything up here. Everything stops. You know, you can't do anything. It's too hot. No one can go to work. Infrastructure stops. Trains stop. Buses stop.
It's almost as if your whole civilization is built to survive freezing to death in the wintertime. So in the summer, you just can't go.
If it rains constantly and it's about, you know, between 0 and 5 degrees centigrade, then we're good. We can deal with that. Anything either side of that, we're kind of fucked.
How does it affect the wild haggis?
Well, haggis hunting season isn't here yet. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but there's actually 2 types of haggis. You get the left-footed haggis and the right-footed haggis. The left-footed haggis, they run round hills clockwise. Because their left legs are bigger than their right legs, and the right-legged haggis, they run around hills anti-clockwise because the legs are the other way. And it's, you know, only place in the world that we have the wild haggis is Scotland.
And
I had a flat earther genuinely believe me with that for ages.
Well, it's like, you know, we in Australia talk about drop bears and kangaroos on every corner selling ice cream and that kind of thing, and people believe it. So. Well, I mean, drop bears are real, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, Australia, I believe whatever I'm told about Australia, because it is the only place that has spiders with enough venom to take down an entire herd of elephants. I understand the need as a species to defend yourself against predators and to be able to stun your prey, but that's unnecessary. You don't need to evolve that ability.
They're so cute, though.
If I lived in Australia, I wouldn't ever go. In fact, I would not only never go outside, but I wouldn't use the toilet. You know, I just imagine lifting up the toilet and there's like, you know, a spider and a cobra having a death battle or something. I imagine if I left the porch open, some kangaroo would come in and punch me. You know.
Well, that's just because you're British.
What's Australia got anyway these days? Now that Neighbours is finished.
Neighbours is finished? Yeah,
Did you not know?
I haven't watched Neighbours for like 30 years.
Yeah, they had the final episode that they filmed recently with like all the old characters came back. So they had Kylie and Jason there and Harold. But apparently so. Kylie Minogue, she's my one that I'm allowed. That my wife said that if I ever had the chance, I could have sex with Kylie Minogue. Let's face it, that's never going to happen. So, you know.
She chose the milkman. Is she really a man or something? All right. So, yes. What? I've totally was thinking about Kylie Minogue's ass. Just made me change my train of thought completely. So,
It does that.
Yeah, I was going to ask about neighbours because I lived in the UK for a year in the early '90s, and back in the days of videotapes, I taped a few episodes of Neighbours. I never watched it, but I taped it because I knew everyone in the UK watched Neighbours, and I took it over to bring them Neighbours from the future because we were about 6 months ahead at that point.
Yeah.
And I showed it to my girlfriend, and she said, "I don't know who these people are because they change the cast every 6 months or so."
Yeah.
And,
but see, as British people, growing up, as a kid, Neighbours and Home and Away were our window into the Australian world. That was all we knew about Australia, was what happened on Home and Away. That's what goes on in the beach towns. And then you've got Neighbours, which tells what goes on, in inner city metropolis, with Ramsay Street. That was what we thought Australia was. That was it. Although Round the Twist was another good one. Did you ever watch Round the Twist?
No.
Oh, that was definitely it was an Australian kids show, and it gave me more nightmares than probably anything ever.
Well, it's a shame you never got Wombat, which had featured Aggro, the puppet.
There's 40 people watching. I want to know in the chat who watched Round the Twist, and right now is the theme tune going in your head, because it is in mine.
Crocodile Dundee is the first response.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Yeah, Skippy, yes. I used to watch Skippy as a kid.
Skippy the kangaroo, yeah. That was just Australian.
That's the kangaroo language.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, see, they know Round the Twist.
Maybe I wasn't a kid when it was out.
Right. When we're done with this stream, I want you to go onto YouTube, because they got full episodes there, and just watch an episode of Round the Twist, and then tell me you're proud to be Australian.
Well, it's a bit like our view into lifestyles of Americans is American TV, and if they knew what we saw, they probably would ban all those television shows, I think.
Yeah.
And they wonder why everyone thinks a lot of Americans are idiots. So.
Dog Walker says Mad Max is the true Australia.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me, right? Especially with the price of gas right now.
Except, why would we drive Falcons? We drive Holdens,
Yeah.
Supercharged Holdens. Dr. Erker, my 1700th subscriber, he's asking me why I'm not using my camera. Well, there's two reasons for that. One, there's no such thing as a wide-angle lens big enough. And two, I'm just hideously ugly, and I don't want to subject you to that.
They did try using the gold-coated mirrors of the James Webb Space Telescope to get HUGH JARSZ in one frame, but that's why it took so long to get into space, really. So they just gave up with that. Yes,
and they could launch me into space and put me far enough away for the James Webb to pick me up, but I don't think they'd get me into orbit, let alone far into space.
If you guys didn't know, HUGH JARSZ actually changes the entire barycenter of the Earth-Moon system.
Absolutely, yeah. It's great having your own gravitational field. You can sort of, like a Jedi, pick up things off the ground and that kind of thing. Where your
so
gravitational
force. If you throw things gently in front of you, do they just start orbiting?
Yes, yeah, it's wonderful.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so when you're eating something, and you're eating the next thing, so you just put the first thing and it goes into orbit, and by the time you finish eating the other thing, it comes back around. So yeah, it takes about 2 hours, but yeah.
All that NASA money must be paying you well.
Well, we don't have NASA in Australia. We have ARSS, the Australian Research and Space Exploration.
Well, yeah, but we know Australia isn't real, so you're actually paid by NASA.
Is it? Oh, okay. Right? Well, yes. But I have a belly button, whereas you don't. So how does that work? You're a NASA clone, apparently.
We're not allowed to mention the clone thing because it makes me anxious.
Okay. But my belly button is cavernous, of course. There's several cities in there, so it's a bit of a problem when I do sit-ups. But anyway, hello, Zachariah Hooper, who's saying hi to both of us. So it's good to say hi back.
Hello. Rich901 says he's looking forward to the ridiculous flat Earth debunks of the James Webb Space Telescope. there hasn't been a video yet. I've been waiting for Leo to do his thing because I want to instantly respond to that. But there's a lot of them on Facebook, and the main argument I've seen so far is they'll have on one side of the screen, the shot of the distant, galaxies, and they're like, oh, we can see this, and then the other side they'll have a blurry CCTV image of a bank, and be like, oh, yet we can't focus on a person on Earth.
Yes,
and that they're comparing the billions of dollars spent on a telescope in space with a really bad CCTV image, and going, oh, look, we can't do that.
That's flerf logic, in a nutshell. Another one that I'm waiting, because I'm sure it's going to happen. I'll have the image of the from the James Webb, and next to it will have a picture of the Earth, and they'll say, "Why can't we see stars? We can see all these stars from the James Webb, but we can't see any next to the Earth." It must be fake then.
Yeah, we've already got the idiots saying, "Oh, just point the James Webb Telescope at Earth." No,
it won't
because
focus.
that would break it. If it pointed at Earth, it would kind of also have to point at the sun, and that would burn out all the the instruments on board. In fact, there's a massive shield behind the camera to stop heat and radiation from the sun interfering with the instruments. If they pointed it towards the sun, it would stop working.
Yes, Jezza points out that another popular Australian show in the UK was Prisoner Cell Block H, or just Prisoner in Australia. Not sure why they need to go to Cell Block H, but it's a bit like Americans calling the MX-5 the Miata. Why?
All right, a question for you on Australia. What were the turtles called? Were they Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles?
Ninja. Hero's a UK thing only, because they weren't allowed
in the UK
ninja.
They thought the word ninja was too harsh, so they were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles instead. And then they'd let you have the cartoon of mutant ninja turtles beating up a horde of people, but we couldn't say the word ninja.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit like YouTube. There's certain words, one particularly starting with C, which you can't say on YouTube. They'll demonetize you. But fuck is fine.
Yeah. Which word begins with C? Cunt, copulate, cunnilingus.
You might have just demonetized me, but we'll see how we go. All right. So you and I, we're sort of very science focused. I mean, both of us got science degrees and things like that. So we like to sort of explain science to idiots, basically, but to people in general. In fact, I always say my target audience are the people on the fence, people who sort of see something from flerfs and think, all that might make sense. And I can understand if they don't have a lot of education or a lot of experience of the world, they could actually say, yes, that's persuasive. But being persuasive doesn't mean you're right. Politics proves that all the time. So they're sort of my target audience, and I think it's yours as well. For you, it's more the people that really want to laugh at flerfs, and I guess they're also my audience as well. But the people I want to help are the people on the fence who might be fooled either way. But a lot of channels who started off sort of talking flat Earth and science, and I guess they're not necessarily scientists in themselves. Well, not that we're scientists, but not science-backed background. They sort of moved over to soft sits, like Team Skeptic, who unfortunately is having a premiere in a couple of minutes, and Irish Demon and a few people like that. They've moved over to Sovereign Citizens, which are similar idiots to flerfs in the sense that they think they know more than everyone else, and therefore they should be the world should work the way they want it to work rather than the way it actually does. And those channels have been very, very successful as a result. I just don't get the appeal, though. What do you think is the appeal of that? Because these people, the soft sits they're putting on those videos, they're not as funny as flerfs, put it that way.
No. I mean, the appeal is there. And like you said, it's the same kind of idiocy in the way that it's people that think they know better than the experts, right? But I feel like, for me, I don't really have an interest in soft sits because I genuinely feel like if I've seen 2 or 3, I've seen every single soft sit interaction, even more so than flerfs being on repeat. I feel like there's less to attack with the soft sits, and for me, when I debunk flat earthers, not only do I want to say, look at this fucking moron, laugh at the stupid person, but I do want to explain why they're wrong and use the fact that I've got a physics degree and explain it so in a way that people can understand. I know a lot of flat earthers aren't going to watch my stuff and change, but I do hope that people on the fence, like you said, will see how stupid flat earth is and use the explanations that I give to help them explain why what they were thinking was wrong. And it gives me a chance to use what I understand about the universe and physics and maths and science to actually, explain why they're wrong. But SovSits, it's a lot more of play a video, laugh at the person saying a stupid thing without really needing to explain why it's stupid, because it's very, very clear. There's not really, anything to debunk as such. And
yet they're very popular.
Yeah, all power to the guys that have, that have done that. Brainy and Team and quite a few others have really, they've gained several. Global Mum, they've gained a lot of subscribers with it. But I personally have no interest in touching sovereign citizens unless they're talking about science and physics and stuff. Because, I mean, number one, I'm in England and I don't really have that much. I know you've got Freeman of the Land, but it's not quite as funny. But it's nothing to debunk, Yeah. I get the appeal. It's laughing at an idiot that thinks they know more than other people, and that's always going to be entertaining. But I prefer the debunking of the flat earthers because it gives me a chance to actually use my physics knowledge and explain exactly why they're wrong, rather than just going, look at this stupid person arguing with a cop. Ha! He got tased.
Yeah. Maybe that's all it is, that people like to see other people get tased.
And I get that, right?
Flat Earth.
Yeah, like Schrodinger's cat was the king of it, Rest in peace, brother. He was the king of it, because he would find the best sovereign citizen videos of them being complete and utter idiots, and then having the interaction with Mr. Taser, and that was always entertaining to watch, and it's always going to be entertaining to watch. It's like the Karens with the pandemic and everything. There's a lot of the Karens,
or just a video of a kid falling over or something. It's just people like watching that. Yeah.
It's just not, for me, it's not as entertaining to make videos about. And but again, all the people that have done it, brilliant, well done. I'm well happy that that's worked for you, and people want to see that. There's that audience. But
I'm glad for the success too.
Yeah.
But yes, hold on. I'm not going to go that way. Don't worry, and I don't think FTFE is either.
No. In fact, my channel is going a lot more towards the science end, even kind of slightly moving away from flat Earth and just talking more about science in general. I'm always going to have debates with flat earthers and do the Flerfs of Idiots series, but I want to do a lot more explaining about misconceptions behind science. Because there's reasons why people become flat earthers is because they don't understand certain things about physics or science. So I want to get to those points. Yeah, but I want to get to the points where they have the initial confusion and explain in depth why they're wrong. Why gravity is so empirically verifiable. Why measuring the rotation of the Earth is such an easy thing to do. All the misconceptions that flat earthers give us, I want to address those rather than just, listening to a flat earther on repeat. That's never going to go away, but there's going to be a lot more science-focused material.
Well, I think, I think that's a lot of the appeal of Flerfs over SovSits is that, it's a little bit smarter in the sense that you have to explain concepts that aren't obvious to everyone's first time they look at it. But also I think Flerfs are endlessly entertaining in how creative they are in avoiding reality. That to me is the real appeal of Flerfs.
Yeah, like when they can take something as fundamentally, reliant on the globe, like celestial navigation with a sextant, and use it as proof that the Earth is flat. That takes some creativity. Yeah. There is no way in hell, there's no way at all that you could use a sextant to navigate on the flat Earth with the world the way it is. We know there are fundamental things like 69.1 miles to 1 degree. And we know we can use that to calculate how far away we are from a circle of equal altitude. And those things, it just mathematically is incompatible with the Earth being flat. So when they take something like that and run with it so hard, it's endlessly entertaining.
Well, I think Dearth is taking it to a new extreme. He basically just takes a globe evidence and says, this proves flat Earth. Doesn't explain why.
No.
He just sort of says, this must be true, so therefore Earth is flat. Huh?
Yeah,
It's the exact
his
opposite.
his video the other week was literally titled, Sunsets Prove the Earth is Flat.
Yes.
Sorry, what now?
Sunsets are probably
One
the
thing
easiest
that
way to
is
disprove
fundamentally impossible if the Earth is flat, in your mind somehow proves that the Earth... If the Earth was flat, it would never be dark.
And it's classic brainwashing. He's just trying to brainwash his viewers into accepting that globe evidence is actually flat Earth evidence when it's clearly not.
My favorite thing about Dearth is that I don't know if people know, but when Dearth debated Professor Dave recently, I prepped Professor Dave for that entire debate. We had phone calls, and I wrote him like a 20-page document of Dearth's arguments that he uses, how to respond to them, the kind of con man tactics that he used, specific videos that Dave should watch beforehand. So Dave was so prepared for every little thing that Dearth said. It was incredible. And when Dearth was trying to do his con man thing, Professor Dave was so easily able to just dispatch it without even having to try, because the arguments that Dearth comes up with are so stupid. And there was a point that, and it was something that we'd gone over, when they were talking about Dearth's app, right? And Dave got Dearth to admit that his app doesn't work, that you cannot use it to find the time or the position of the sun and the moon. And that was the first time, and just because he could talk him into a corner. But even people like Dearth, who push flat Earth so hard, they're clear con men, because when in the corner they have to admit the things that they've used don't actually work.
Yeah, and they must know it. I mean, you can't be that stupid, surely. But every time I say that, flerfs burst through the stupidity barrier and prove to me they are that stupid. So
yeah,
anyway,
there's always the new stupid.
Yes, there's a couple of comments in the chat I'd like to go back to, especially because they're from my members. Daryl M says, wish you could use a taser on flerfs. Well, you can, Daryl. You can.
Not legally, but...
Well, yeah, it depends who you are, I guess. Second best Bob says dog. I'm not sure why. But he's another member. Welcome to the chat. Mucky in the Works asked about, what about young Earth creationists, and for both of us? And I've actually thinking that that's probably not a bad one, but a different avenue to explore, because they're kind of like flerfs. Even Christians think they're a bit odd, because most Christians aren't young Earth creationists. But I think Sir Six does such a great job, it's a bit hard to top that, really.
But like flat Earth, you can you can use science to debunk it. You can actually use knowledge of physics and how the universe works and dating methods to easily debunk it. And like flat earthers, young Earth creationists will go on the reset. You'll debunk their entire argument in front of them, and they just go back to the start. Yeah, but the Earth's only 6,000 years old. But I've just shown you that it isn't. You're going to ignore everything we just talked about?
Yeah, and the answer is yes, they are. Welcome to Professor Phil Bell. I always like to see Professor Bell. He's been on my channel a few times. It's a bit early for him, I guess, so I'm glad he's up and watching us. There's quite a few. Those comments I went back to were a while ago. There's quite a few since then. So Jezza says subsets are too predictable, whereas flerfs never cease to amaze with their ineptness. And that's so true. What else have we got? Insider asks us to restart the stream because he's just arrived. Well, you can watch it on replay. Oh, I've got a super chat. The second best Bob. Thank you, Bob. For £5, my conspiracy theory crazy mate is still sending me stuff about COVID being fake. How can anyone... even the COVIDiots are not saying that it's a pandemic anymore, that it's actually a real thing.
Yeah.
How can people deny reality to that extent? It's just amazing.
All the people that were saying that it's, a plan to depopulate the Earth. Good job. Brilliant. The population of Earth increased by 1.2%. I mean, people aren't dropping dead in the streets, and yet they're saying it's going to happen. The same with 5G. Who's that idiot? Mark Steele. He says that... the very, very expert.
Yes, it's going 5G raises cities to the ground. No city has been razed to the ground. How does he know that? Oh, another super chat from Now Opinion. 26. We love the sex. He just says cat. I guess that's...
Agreed.
Oh, there we go. There's a cat. Hey, Dave.
Dave the kitten, the coolest cat.
Yes. And you got 5 cats, is it?
Four we got.
4.
Dave, Frisbee, Esme, and Cookie. Esme and Cookie are 17.
Wow. Okay. That's they've got a few years left, but not many.
No.
Yeah. That's a good
babies.
age for a cat.
Yeah.
And speaking of good age, Stephen points out that Paul Hogan is 90 today. Can you believe that? Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee.
Fucking hell.
90. Wow. I mean, he looks it, but I didn't realize he was that
He
old.
looked it back in the movie in the 90s.
Well, true. Yes, he was it was tapping into the gilf market, I guess. Crocodile Dundee. Oh, yes. It's moved. Someone said, and I can't see it now. Someone said, or was it removed? Someone said there's a lot of pussy running around your house, FTFE. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's Zachariah Hooper. Yeah.
Very good.
17 in cat years is 84. And Judy
Yes.
Bassett likes fluffy kittens. Yes.
Who doesn't
What
like
about fluffy
kittens?
corgis?
They're not as good
Corgis
as
are
kittens.
better. Yes. Okay, so I was actually going to just banter with you for about 10 minutes, but we've ended up spending 40 minutes doing it, which was great.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
nice
Daryl
to have a
M
chat with you.
says, that's not a knife, it's a walking stick.
That's not a knife, it's a Zimmer frame.
Yeah, something like that. So it's time to share a screen. I've got to remember how to do that. I haven't done that on this for a while. Oh, there we go. And it's giving me tips. Why is it doing that? All right. Yeah, and there it is, the Wheel of Derp. There's actually two wheels of Derp. So there's this one, and which has all the Derpers on it, plus you, just for fun. And then there's the other one, which I have to change screens.
I don't
So
like
these
being
have
in that
questions.
company.
Sorry?
I didn't like being in that company of all those stupid people.
Well, it's because so we can ask questions about you as well, potentially. Oh, Quiddies the Sprinkler's here. Hello, Quiddies.
Hey, Quiddies, how you doing, bud?
Unfortunately, because this is the free version of this, and I didn't want to pay them money, I don't get to change the colours, but it's a bit hideous. But anyway, that's the way it is.
We can deal with the vomit green and urine yellow.
So the idea is we spin the Wheel of Derp, and it selects one of the Derpers, or you, and then we go and ask 3 questions about them. So we spin the other wheel to get the questions, and we see where we go. So
Let's do it.
Shall we spin the Wheel of Derp?
Spin that wheel.
Who will it be?
Oh.
And
Oh no,
Oakley!
already. Oh my god. I feel ill already.
Yes, I don't blame you. Let's go to the questions. All right, let's see what our first question for Nathan Oakley is. By the way, in the audience, if you want to suggest a question that I can add to the wheel, just let me know. So how does Nathan Oakley stop being an idiot?
Stop pretending that he thinks the earth is flat, because we've all seen the messages. Also, don't hit your child whilst you're live. That's a good one. Don't have a debate with a physics teacher about diffraction when you don't know what diffraction is. Those are all good ways to stop being an idiot.
Or learning how to convert kilometers to meters.
Oh my god. Oh, that is one of my favorite. He just doesn't get it.
Yes. All right, next question for Nathan Oakley on the Wheel of Derp. I can't do that too much, can I? Well, this will be an easy one. Is Nathan Oakley a Poe?
Yeah, he is. He's doing it because he wants an easy life on YouTube. Unfortunately, he has a channel that can only attract about 20 people in a premiere, and he has to buy fake views for. But yeah, he's 100% a Poe. Hey, Riley, don't talk about that perfect globe proof. Let's see it. Yeah, that chat box wasn't hidden, was it, Oakley?
Yes. It's amazing how they think they can get away with it. Dr. Urker, no, I don't think Arwen's on this wheel. Don't recall putting him on. Arwen's he's a bit like Flat Earth Banjo. He's so pathetic that you don't want to bother with him.
Yeah,
you know?
Pathetic is the best word to describe Arwen, 100%.
And it's a shame, you hate calling anyone pathetic, but he just keeps demonstrating that.
Again, it's not fair to talk about them when they're not here. So, Arwen, what's your thoughts?
And I still don't have a freaking 1,000 subscribers. What the hell's going on?
Oh, okay. Never mind. He seems busy.
He actually does have 1,000 subscribers now.
I know, but I'll always like that clip.
Yes. I was just thinking, how many subscribers does he have? He has 2.38 thousand. That's interesting. I'm amazed well, yes. Well, we were talking earlier about what Nathan Oakley and co do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I suspect something similar is happening. All right, question 3 for Nathan Oakley on the Wheel of Derp.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, God.
If you met him in real life, what would you do?
Ask him to brush his teeth. I mean, British people have a reputation for, bad dental hygiene. And Nathan Oakley is one of the reasons for that. Those aren't teeth. They look like wooden stumps that have mold on them. I don't think I could have a conversation with him because, gingivitis.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when you say that's a punchable face, there's some punchable faces where you can't stop.
Well, according to Ranty, who's met him in real life, he's quite the opposite of what he is on his shows. He's like a little blue bottle of a sort of guy. Very almost timid, I guess. Was the impression
also,
I got anyway.
He apparently has the bodily dimensions of a weeble, so you push him, he just kind of wobbles and doesn't fall down.
Well, I have the same effect. Same thing happens with me, but yeah. All right, so that's the 3 questions for Nathan Oakley. Let's reset.
And Nathan, if you ever get to see this, I still offer you the same thing that I offer Del at this point. I will debate you live, face to face, if you are brave enough to do it.
And he's not, so.
No, of course not.
I can't hide the ads.
Let's
by the
spin
way,
it.
so.
Let's spin that Wheel of Derp.
There we go. You're doing it quite well. Let's see if you come up.
That's what she said.
Ooh! Oh, just
Oh, Thompson!
missed. You've got, yes, another one who's in the pathetic class. He's in fact, I thought about taking him off the wheel and putting someone else in because he's kind of completely irrelevant now. He's not even funny.
Again, though, we do deserve to give them the opportunity to talk to themselves. So, Nathan, any thoughts?
Hey, guys, you want to hear a funny story while we're all chatting, dude? I'm dating a first grader.
That's not appropriate, Nathan.
Yes. It's
sorry,
amazing.
guys.
He clearly doesn't think about what he's saying. So.
Oh, wait, he's got something else to say.
Official Flat Earth and Globe discussion. We got 140,000 members in there. The group was just deleted a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that was funny. Anyway.
So he lied because if the group's deleted, he doesn't have 140,000 members in there anymore.
No, not at all.
And of course, the group's been restarted by Robert Greenlee.
Yes.
Who's a friend of both our channels. And a pilot. And I'm in there a lot, as are you, as far as I recall.
Yeah. Nathan comes in every now and then and gets booted after a while.
Yes. He, like I said, he's rather pathetic, but I guess the questions will reveal that. So let's spin the Wheel of Derp. I'm going to have everyone saying Wheel of Derp all day.
Wheel.
Okay, this is appropriate for Nathan. What type of car does he drive?
I should know this as
called
every
his
time
home.
I've debated. Yeah, every time I've debated him, he's been in his car.
Yes.
But
I
I
thought
think
they
it's
come-
one of those. What's it? The dumpsters on wheels. That's what they are. Yeah.
My daughter has one of those. Yeah.
Of course, he did upgrade his car to an RV. Oh no, that's right. He stole the RV and all the money from Austin Whitsett, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah. He's a good Christian lad, obviously.
Yeah, an absolutely brilliant Christian lad. He's such a good Christian lad that he shouts at old ladies outside churches because they don't think the earth is flat.
Not to mention children at schools.
Yeah.
And the scariest thing about shouting at children in schools in the US is, and this is not to insult the US, but they have a lot of school shootings there. So if a crazy person comes up to the fence shouting at them nonsense, that's
Genuine
probably not
question.
a wise idea.
How has Nathan not been shot yet?
Exactly.
Seriously.
Well, he's probably so skinny the bullets would miss it regardless. So.
Oh, that's right. He's busy cooking his dinner in someone's back garden when he sets fire with a flamethrower to all the dog turds.
And that poor dog, Geo. I'm amazed he's still alive.
Yeah, I know. Poor dog. And the thing is, that dog will still love him because that's what dogs do. And Nathan Thompson is such a scummy example of humanity that he doesn't deserve the love that his dog is giving him.
Absolutely. In fact, the dog probably sees him as the pet. So
Yeah.
all right,
Smells
let's
worse,
spin
that's
the-
for sure.
Let's get the next question and spin the wheel. I've got a feeling I know the answer to this one. Oh, hang on. Just got my internet security decided to just come up then. It's rather frustrating. Glad it's not on the screen that's showing at the moment. Yes, I don't think there's a possible answer to this one, but let's see what you've got to say.
I don't think Nathan Thompson could ever stop being an idiot because it's too deeply ingrained into him now. He's actually started going down the Sov Sit route because, you know, if he's not on the flat Earth idiocy, there's some other kind of stupidity that he's partaking in. But if he ever
Jesus says
wanted,
he can't, he's too far gone. So
yeah, he is too far gone. But if he started listening to people, and actually engaging in conversations, because whenever I debate him, he will have his script and he'll go through his script, and then I will debunk his script for him, and he'll just repeat his script like he's never heard anything that I just said. If he just took 2 seconds and engaged his ears and you know actually thought of, oh, what the fuck am I saying? He's a flat earther. No, he's beyond help.
Yep. Elizabeth Sylvester says that dog deserves a better owner. Can't disagree. Yeah. Oh, more duct tape would help him. That makes sense. All right. Yes, he's a very sad person. It's sort of sad that the human race has anyone like him in it.
It really is.
Yeah.
Makes me sad to be part of that species.
Anyway, let's see the last question about Nathan Thompson. Oh. The wheel needs a bit of greasing, it seems. Is he a Poe?
No, he's not.
No, he's just a
No.
fucking idiot.
Nathan Thompson is someone that I genuinely think believes the shit that comes out of his mouth. Even though he has to lie, even though he has to engage his con man abilities, even though he's been debunked thousands of times, he still thinks that he is special enough to know something that no one else in the world knows. That he's smarter than every smart person that's ever lived. Nathan Thompson is the perfect example of flat Earth in every way conceivable. From being scientifically illiterate to being a horrific example of humanity. There is no better example of flat Earth than Nathan Thompson.
Golden Knight says Nathan Thompson, he's referring to, believes the shit even when he's setting fire to it.
Yes, he does.
And yeah, Daryl M says he's just in it for the money. Well, that might be what he's thinking, but he's not making a lot, is he?
No, well, Ranty said that he saw his analytics when he was around at his house. And on average, and this was like 2-3 years ago, when he was actually getting a bit more views, he was making about $800 a month, right? And that was with
Not
putting
bad for
out a
YouTube.
Flat Earth debate every day.
Yeah.
You know, and all the repeats and everything he does, about £800 a month. But when you look at it now, he's getting maybe a third of the views he used to. He doesn't get super chats in his live shows. You know, I think he's probably bringing in £300 to £500 a month from YouTube.
Well, I guess that's better than unemployment benefits, but what's that
I
in
mean,
US
that's not
dollars?
going to get you anything though. That'll pay for your rent if you're lucky. You know,
Well, he sleeps on people's couches, so
yeah.
yeah. So what's that in US dollars? It's about 700, 800, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just for comparison, let's find a new flerf to laugh at on the Wheel of Derp.
There's some good ones on there.
Please be Raleigh. Please be Raleigh. Please be Raleigh. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Eric Dubay.
the Prince of Stupid.
We got a few princes of stupid on this wheel, but
This is how stupid Eric Dubay is, though, right? He's so stupid that the other flat earthers dumped him from the sequel to his own movie.
yes, the next Dead Kennedy in Space calls the sequel the next level of stupid.
Yes, it is.
There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever in that sequel.
No,
Whereas the first one at
no.
least attempted.
They've got that video of the boat apparently sailing south and getting stopped by the police, but that's actually like they're
Nowhere
by
near Antarctica.
no, they're by Argentina and they're sailing into a military
Australia.
exercise. Oh, it's in Australia, is it?
It's in Bass Strait
sailing-
between Tasmania and Victoria.
They're sailing into military exercises. You know, of course they're going to tell you to get out of there because you might get blown up.
And clearly, when the fishermen were in shorts and t-shirts rather than Antarctic gear, that should have been a clue that it wasn't anywhere near Antarctica. In fact, they were like 3,000 miles from Antarctica. But they were trying to pass it off as Antarctica, and it just shows how deceitful they are. They're so deceitful; they think you're so stupid that you'll believe that was Antarctica. Just ridiculous. You think the lack of snow and ice would have been a clue too. So, and yet they thought they could get away with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's spin the wheel of Derp for the first question for Eric Dubay.
Okay. Do. Oh, this one again.
Well, there's only so many choices. So.
Yeah. How does Eric Dubay stop being an idiot? Debate somebody. All right. Eric Dubay makes a big thing all of the time about how Neil deGrasse Tyson is too scared to debate him. No, Neil deGrasse Tyson is an actual astrophysicist and is far too important to debate a fucking dipshit like you, Eric Dubay. Me, however, I'm just a lowly YouTuber with 51,000 subscribers. I'm more than happy to debate you, Eric Dubay, but why is it Eric Dubay has never debated anyone, ever, and runs away from every debate request? The only debate he wants is with someone who has no interest in ever debating him, because he knows it won't happen. If Eric Dubay wants to stop being an idiot, he needs to get in the ring and show people he's not an idiot.
What's amazing about Eric Dubay is all these followers are going around talking to people like you and saying, "Oh, you should debate Eric Dubay," but he just how can they not know that he won't debate anyone?
He's blocked me on Twitter. He's blocked me on Facebook. He's blocked me from his YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure my emails don't go through. I have requested Eric Dubay debate me hundreds of times. He won't. He is scared.
Well, it's a scam in the end.
Yeah. I was the only Glober that he put in his level movie, in the first one. I was the only Glober that was in there, even though there's a mask over my face. I was the only Glober he put in his movie, yet he still hasn't got the fucking balls to debate me.
Absolutely. So he knows you exist.
Yeah.
Jezza says he doesn't know anyone who listens to Dubay because he has the most boring voice on YouTube, and that's part of the persuasion, Sort of.
That's why my
hypnotize you.
debunk of his level movie has been taking a while, because I have to listen to him talk.
Yep.
And I'd rather cheese grate my nipples, frankly.
That can be fun, relatively. Anyway, next question on the Wheel of Derp. Dumbest thing that Eric Dubay has ever said. There's
Dumbest
a lot
thing,
to choose from.
Eric. Yeah, there's an awful lot to choose from. For me, it's some of the blatant lies that he thinks he can get away with. The first video I did debunking Eric Dubay, I think it was First Idiots episode 14 or 15. There's a clip of a video looking across a lake at some mountains in the distance, and he's going over the globe calculations of how this is impossible, saying that from the sea level here you shouldn't be able to see this, blah blah blah. And he's right. If you're at sea level at that point, and you shouldn't be able to see what you see. But the problem is, when you actually find the video that clip is from, it shows that they're actually like half a kilometer up the side of this mountain on a viewing platform, not at fucking sea level. So the dumbest thing that Eric Dubay does is pull shit like that and think that he can get away with it, when there's people like me and you and Creaky, and Simon Dan and Katz and Mr. Sensible that will go through everything he says and quite easily find his lies. He is dumb enough that he thinks he can just brainwash people with lies.
Well, unfortunately, there are people out there that he can brainwash, because it's obviously happening.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why we exist to a large extent, to try and help those people. And for every video he puts up, we want to have like 10 other ones that come up in the YouTube feed that show the debunk of it.
Debate, same to you. I'll debate you face to face. I'm not coming to America because there's too many guns, but you come here, I'll debate you face to face.
There's only mad Scotsmen there.
Yeah. You just get beaten.
I'm not sure which is worse. Yeah. All right. That was our second question. So the third question for Eric Dubay on the Wheel of Derp. Note how I'm trying to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
Gets boring after a while. All right. Planet Walk got the same question for Eric Dubay too. Imitate Eric Dubay.
The tides of the earth are nothing to do with gravity, like your cult leaders would have you believe, but they are in fact the gentle rising and falling of the bosom of the earth.
God, that's scary. That was really good. Oh, boy. Maybe you should do a parody video of him trying to sound like Eric Dubay and say the kind of things he says with that voice,
dude.
And then at the end he says, "No, it's all bullshit."
I'd fall asleep doing it.
Yes, you'd hypnotize yourself. All right, that was Eric Dubay. Let's see what they're saying in the chat. Well done, Truth Seeker. Did he do an impersonation? All right, yes. Truth Seeker was saying he'll admit he was brainwashed from these dudes for a little while, but watching McToon and you, I presume he means you, FTFE, actually learned the truth. Never studied much of the globe at all.
Yeah, I had your email. I did reply. I'm really happy that we could help you, dude. And in fact, if you send me another email, I'd love to get you on for an interview with an ex-flat earther.
Absolutely. Welcome back.
Welcome back to sanity.
Yes, and people sort of think, oh, why do you want to become a glober and that kind of thing. It's not about becoming a glober. It's about looking at the world as it is and can be verified to be. Whereas flat earth can't, there's no reality to flat earth. There's nothing you can do to prove that the earth is flat, because it's not. You can prove it's a globe because it is.
I can prove the earth isn't flat by looking at the stars. And I don't care how many times Nathan Oakley will cry, you can't prove the earth by looking at the stars. Yes, I fucking can. Really quite easily, you dipshit.
Yes. Well, you don't even have to do that. I love the experiment that Rory did from the cliffs of Tenerife. Oops. Oh, yeah. I've lost the Wheel of Derp.
Not seen Rory in a while.
We're still there. Good. And where he took a picture of the ocean from those cliffs and got 2 levels so that it was something that won't move, and put the horizon in between them, so you had a fixed point of reference, and then took a photo of that and then compressed it horizontally, and curve appeared because you accentuate the curve as you compress it horizontally. which shows that you can look at the ocean and perceive it as a curve. And unless it wasn't curved, that's impossible. But it was curved. So, that's proof that the Earth is curved. It's proof that oceans bend, as flerfs put it. So
you're just indoctrinated.
Well, yeah. That to me is the simplest. Anyone can do that experiment. That's the thing. It's completely objective. Anyone can do it and get the same result. But flerfs never do experiments, or if they do, they do them badly. Okay, who will we get next on the Wheel of Derp?
Come on, JM.
Oh, the derpiest of all.
Oh! Who's that good-looking guy?
It's a damn good cartoon. I'd like to know who
did
your cartoons.
It's actually an artist on Twitter who's a fan of mine, and she just did it as some fan art. And I loved it so much that I wanted to use it. So I said, look, can I pay you for the rights to use it? Because I think if you have, if someone's got a talent like that and you want to use that talent, even if they give it to you as a gift, they should be rewarded for it. So I ended up paying, I think, £100 for the right to use that avatar because I fucking love it.
I've lost the questions. Bugger.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This app must be a bit unstable. I've still got the pictures, but I'm going to have to reload the questions. I don't even remember what they were. All right, chat, this is your turn to shine. Give me some questions. I guess Poe was one, wasn't it?
Yeah. How do they stop being an idiot? Well, why don't we just take some questions from the chat instead?
Yeah. All right. Rather than spinning the questions, we've got FTFE. So 3 questions from the chat. Give us a few questions, and I'll pick some good ones. I'm sure they're all
Sigma
good.
Step says we need Pow to question FTFE.
That's a point.
Pow doesn't like me very much. She's kind of scary, actually.
Well, she seems to like you more than a wife should.
Yeah. The great thing is about Emma playing Pow is that she really doesn't have to work that hard to, get those feelings of hatred and put them on camera.
Wait, Emma plays Pal?
Shh, no. Pow is an NASA AI.
Oh, okay. We don't have any questions. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
The wife plays Pow.
What does your wife and kids think about your channel?
They like it. They love it. My boy, who is 13, going on 14, is at the stage where he thinks it's all a bit cringe, like teenagers do. But the wife loves it because it keeps me happy. It's given us quite a good family life. I've been able to support us nicely. She doesn't really need to work. And they love the fact that I get to work from home and be here with them, while still providing for my family. The daughter loves it. She thinks it's the coolest thing in the world that her dad's, a YouTuber and, has millions of views and stuff. She thinks it's really cool. So yeah, the family like it.
Good. Philosopher King Gaming asks your proudest moment as a submariner.
Probably when I finished. I was an artificer, so when I got on board the sub, I had a massive manual of like academic tasks that I had to do relating to the submarine. Going over every single system and how it works and stuff. And for me, it was once I'd finished that and I got my dolphins and I felt like a real submariner. I understood every system on board the sub. I wasn't just that little trainee tiff anymore. It was once I'd finished that basic part of training. I really felt like I'd achieved something. But the funnest thing as a submariner was actually figuring out how much the submarine shrinks. When you dive, the pressure actually compresses the submarine, and you can put a piece of string from one bulkhead to the other and have it really tight. And as a submarine dives, you can see that piece of string get slacker and slacker.
Yeah, a few movies have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that you're in this tin that is shrinking as you're going deeper underwater. It's cool.
I actually have a question about that. So you were a nuclear technician. So your job was to look after the reactor, wasn't it? With other people.
That was one of the jobs. As an artificer, it was kind of I had to be an expert on pretty much every system on board. But my main focus and the degree I did through the Navy was the nuclear engineering, so that I could understand, maintain, and look after the nuclear reactor. And that was fun.
Cryptic just asked, who has the most slappable face, Oakley or Dubay?
Oh, Oakley, without a doubt.
Well, Dubay's pretty slappable.
Yeah, Dubay's face, Dubay's voice is maybe more slappable, but when I see Nathan Oakley, it just induces rage in me. Listen to him saying some of the things that he said and knowing that's come out of his mouth. Ooh, that's slappable.
We do not condone violence. We're not saying people should go and slap him. We're just talking metaphorically.
Yes.
Mr.
Metaphorically, I'd fucking love to slap him.
Metaphorically, yes.
Yes.
Getting questions that are similar. There was a question earlier. How is Jezza was quite considerate of him, asking how is the pain in your leg?
Pretty bad. It's always bad, and I was kind of saying to HUGH JARSZ before we went live that I've been struggling with my mental health lately, and the reason I struggle with my mental health is because I'm in pain all of the time. I've got 2 injuries from the Navy. I've got a really duff shoulder, which had 8 different operations on, and then I've got my knee injury, which I've had, I think, 11 operations on, and I've got 3 pins in at the moment. And both of them give me chronic pain. And chronic pain is a very hard thing to explain to people. I don't remember what it's like to not be in pain. And sometimes that, that being all I can focus on, it gets to me, and it's hard. But the YouTube channel really helps me, and the support of people like you, the guys that have come over from my channel and my Discord to watch me, is one of the best things to help me get through what I go through. I'm in agony every second of my life, but I can go onto my YouTube and read some comments from people that love watching what I do, and it makes me feel all right. So yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Well, yeah, sorry to, as Jezza says, sorry to hear that.
It's life.
Yes, and life is different for all of us, I guess. But as you were talking about mental health, and I'm hoping you're having a little bit of fun here, which will help with that as well.
I am, yes.
Best glove evidence from a flerf. Does someone not believe in gloves?
Best globe evidence. Well, the best globe evidence from a flerf is the whole sextant and celestial navigation thing. It is, right. There's something called the celestial navigation algorithm, right? It's a step-by-step set of instructions that you have to follow to be able to celestial navigate, and and it's got if this then that, you need to do this, and all of the steps of the algorithm for celestial navigation require the Earth to be a globe. The maths fundamentally requires the Earth to be a globe. The calculations that you do to figure out your position based on the stars is all based on a globe. So whenever any flat earther brings up that stupid meme of, oh, this thing proves the Earth's flat, they're showing globe evidence. And the reason for that is because all flat earthers are fucking idiots.
Yes. Well, I always say there's no such thing as flat earth evidence. All flat earth evidence, everything that's ever been presented, is actually misunderstood or misrepresented globe evidence, or an outright
100%. Or it's just flat earthers being so fucking stupid and scientifically illiterate, they say things like this.
Now that I think about it, the sun, we're told, is a big gaseous ball burning in space in a vacuum. By the way, since we're on the subject of vacuums, fire, the element by which the sun exerts its energy, and I don't care if it's nuclear fission or what, it's still fire, needs what element, folks, in order to continue to burn? Oxygen.
It is one of my favorite clips in the world. Honestly. It's wrong on so many levels.
Yes. It's someone who knows nothing about anything trying to prove that they know something about anything.
It's a man truly outstanding in his field. I mean,
Yes.
space isn't a vacuum. It's a low pressure area. The sun isn't fire. It's plasma. It's not combustion. It's nuclear fusion. It doesn't require oxygen. And anyway, the sun is 1.2% molecular oxygen. So you can't complain about it not being oxygen because the sun fucking contains oxygen, even though it doesn't need it.
Yes, talk about Dunning-Kruger personified. And Monkey in the Works, you've triggered him off. The poor guy. Yes, Tiny Captain, who is a sea captain, confirms the sextant is needs to be on a globe. Yes. Well, no dog walker. He doesn't dress as a clown. That's FTFE's magic did that. So,
I have a lot of fun with my editing.
Well, JM's another one of those people who, well, he's not quite the flat earth banjo category, but he's almost too pathetic to make fun of.
No, he's not.
Almost.
One of my top videos is the first debunk I did of him, called "The Worst Flat Earther Ever," which I made after our first debate, and I couldn't believe some of the shit he said. But he's not just scientifically illiterate; he's a compulsive liar. But even though he's lying, it's like he still believes what he's saying, even though we know that he's lying. Because we've caught him out in a lie. The community caught him out in a lie. Me and Red's like banged to rights, you know? Excuse me.
Don't die. While you're coughing, I'll just ask the chat, last chance to add a question to the Wheel of Derp. Thank you to, I think it was Lady Hooper, I can't remember now. Lady Moonweb, who added in the last one. So if you have another question, imitate them. Oh, yes, forgot that one. All right. So I think we've finished with the FTFE spin. It was good that one came up. We got a lot of good questions. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Let's see who's left. So we got some choice ones. JM's one of them. We've got Jism. We've got Mitchell from Australia, D Marble, and Riley. Well, I wouldn't call him your nemesis because he's not that, but he's sort of your plaything. That might be a better term.
He was my plaything, yes.
Yes. Let's see who come. Oh, hang on. Let's make it full screen. Let's see who's left on the Wheel of Derp. Them spinning around seems appropriate somehow.
Yeah.
And
They
we got
wouldn't
D
understand it though. D Marble. Oh.
So
One of the reasons I started because he started the Flat Earth offensive. So I was like, all right, fuck you then. Let's start the Globe Earth offensive.
what, you mean sanity?
Yeah.
Oops, I forgot to. Yes, so if you for some reason are looking at my channel and you're not subscribed to FTFE, I don't know who would do that. There's a link. It's on the ticker now, and also it's in the description. So please go and subscribe.
I'm just a
to
lowly
FTFE.
YouTuber. I need all the subs, please.
Yes. Well, you
But
do this
if you
for a
have come
living.
over from
I'm
my
doing it for
channel,
fun.
if you come over from my channel on my Discord and you're not subscribed to HUGH JARSZ, then what the fuck are you doing?
All right, so I'm about to have 51,000 subscribers. Woohoo!
Well, there's not 51,000 watching, so unfortunately not.
No. We got 80 odd though, so that's very good for me. So thank you very much.
That's
good
nice.
to have a good guest. All right, let's spin for D Marble the Wheel of Derp. Is D Marble still making videos? I don't think I've seen him for a while.
Hasn't for a while. I think he got busy in his van down by the river.
Define busy, okay. But is he a Poe?
Is he a Poe? Is who is it? Oh, D Marble. Is D Marble a Poe? No, D Marble's definitely not a Poe. D Marble believes what he's saying because he's thick as fuck. I had an email thread with him before I kind of told him who I was. And everything he said was so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. He doesn't understand the slightest thing about physics or maths. And
He doesn't want to know.
unfortunately, no. And unfortunately, he's so stupid that he was easily indoctrinated into the flat Earth. So no, he's not a Poe. He's just a fucking idiot.
Well, I remember that time at the Flat Earth Idiots conference in Dallas when Team Skeptic went along, and Team Skeptic said, "Oh, D Marble, right? Oh, nice to meet you. I'm David, Team Skeptic." And
He was like, "Yeah, no."
Yes, he held out his hand and then said, "Oh, I'm out of here." You know, that's rather rude. Cryptic, what pun on my name is that? I don't have a pun on my name. What are you talking about?
What?
Anyway. Okay, so question 2 for D Marble on the Wheel of Derp.
Oh.
Yeah, this is not a great question. I just sort of made it up on the spot. But yeah.
So, in 1974, there was a special department of NASA created to make Velcro shoes specifically for flat earthers. Not many people know this fact, but yeah, Velcro shoes were a design of NASA to help flat earthers.
Well, someone's got to help them. And that means they should be grateful for NASA for doing it, you know?
Yeah, but NASA are all liars, remember? Oh,
True,
wait,
yeah.
NASA are only liars unless they release a document that they think proves the Earth is flat. Then they're telling the truth.
Yes. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is lying, except for the times when they want to use him as evidence. So.
Yeah, except when he says the Earth is a pear.
I mean, it is, but they don't understand it in the way that he means it. So, and
No, he never said the Earth is a pear. He said it's like a pear, slightly wider at the bottom. But they don't understand context.
And they don't understand relativity either, because it's not literally a pear. It's just a little bit bigger at the bottom.
Shoelaces. Yeah.
Well, normally they solve that problem by having their mummy do them up for them. But
could you imagine being the parent of a flat earther? Such disappointment.
well, I don't know. The flat earther would lock themselves in a way in the basement of their mum's trailer, and all she'd have to do to interact with them is just bring hot pockets twice a day. So.
All right. What's question 3 on the Wheel of Derp? How does D Marble stop being an idiot? Daryl, if you're watching this, come closer. Daryl. Read a fucking book, you idiot. Seriously, pick up a physics book and pay attention.
Pay attention's the key bit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the majority of flat earthers are so deep in it that they can't stop being an idiot. Because it will break their entire world. They're not special anymore, you know? If the Earth's not flat, then they aren't the smart ones. And they can't have that.
Well, they aren't the smart ones, and they aren't special, at least not in that way.
They definitely are special, but, you know.
Yeah. Super chat from Andy Sibley1, who I think is a member. Good evening, chaps. I miss D Marble's derp, and I dread to think what he gets up to in his van these days. Actually, it's something I've noticed on YouTube. There's a lot of videos of people living in vans for some reason.
Yeah, because, you know, life is so expensive, basically.
Well, some of them have like 300,000 subscribers, so that you're making enough money to run the van, I imagine.
So the last video D Marble put out was 7 months ago when he was walking through his backyard.
Riveting viewing there.
And he doesn't appear to have put a video about flat Earth for, a long time. Oh, maybe 1 year ago, there seems to be a flat Earth video.
Okay, so he has obviously got sick of it, but he's still making money off it, I guess. Yeah, doesn't YouTube probably delete channels that aren't active for a while?
Nah, there's some that have been around for years.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have content, then they will. But if you've got content on, I think it just stays there.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. If you've got no videos, yeah.
Yeah.
They delete you. So we have 4 rather good selections left on the Wheel of Derp. We have Mitchell from Australia, we have JM Truth, we have Jism, and we have Sleeping Warrior, the world's dumbest man. By the way, Craig, how long are you available? We've been going for an hour and a half almost. How long are you available for?
Probably got another 30 minutes.
Yeah, oh, good. So we should be able to get through these.
Yeah.
So good. All right, so let's now spin. Who will be next on the Wheel of Derp? And where's my cursor?
Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Riley.
Yes! We all love Riley. We all love to make fun of Riley, I should say. But anyway, all right, that's that one.
See?
Any specific questions for Riley, let me know and I'll add them to the other wheel. Employers don't like derp employees. Yes. Oh, there's Riley. Oh, that's the little mannequin thing. Yeah, not mannequin.
Yeah.
What do you call
Little
effigy,
clay thing. Yeah. I dropped him and broke his arm, so that's glued on. But, you know. I love how on the stomach it says, I did it, me.
Ooh, hang on, let me just make you full screen so we can see that better. There we go.
I did it, me.
Yeah,
it's a bit hard to focus.
But, yeah. Planet Walk has This Is an Egg t-shirts for Riley.
Yeah.
So.
There we go. I did it.
Oh, I see. It's like a tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Sarah Jones, for £5 super chat. I'll just do super chats for the fun of it. Riley, he's definitely special. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Does it leak into a bottle when live on stream?
Riley, the only man ever to string twice at one time.
Yes. And Andy Sibley is a member. I can see now. Can we all go for a Riley before you start? Well, it's better a Riley than a Nathan, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So let's spin the Wheel of Derp and see what question we get. How do they... There it is. How do they stop being an idiot?
It's impossible, unfortunately.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so I asked Riley this question. In fact, let's ask him. Riley. Oi, Riley. Can you ever stop being an idiot?
I'm a dumb flat earther, and I don't understand science.
Ah, right.
That's
the problem.
about the only. That's about the only thing he ever got right.
Yeah. No,
because he gets everything wrong.
This is the guy that said that the new moon is 10 times bigger than the normal moon. This is the guy that said that there's a lunar eclipse every month. You just don't see it because it's out at sea. But the Earth's also flat. This is the guy that said the Earth is flat during the day but round at night. Yeah, think about that.
Well, he also argued with me about, gosh, the great observation in the Southern Hemisphere. He's saying, you can never be certain about that because how can you determine south? You look at north and turn 180 degrees.
It's where the Southern Pole is, you dipshit.
I mean, that's the... If I ever do Gosh, and I'm planning to do it next year because I can't get South American people, so I'm going to go to South America myself, I think. There's a video on my channel if you don't know what Gosh is. And if I ever do it, that's the sort of arguments I'm going to get back. You saw the response to Mage 2 from Flat Earthers, and all of them are just ridiculous arguments against it. I'm going to get a response like that about Gosh if I ever pull it off. It's just, which way south? Well, the opposite of north.
Yeah.
So how do you know where north is? Well, because
compass.
It's a definition thing. Well, you can use compass.
But remember,
stellar reckoning.
Derf did tell us that magnetic declination changes physical locations.
Yes. A perfect example of flat earthers desperately trying to prove to the world what idiots they are. Clearly has no idea what it is, but he talks about it anyway. Yes, he's an expert, yes. Zachariah Hooper, super chat for $1.99. Hopefully that's Australian dollars. I just got done taking a Riley. Well, don't bring him over here. The wheel is starting to look like a spinning flat earth to me. I better stop drinking and go to bed. Night all. Good night, Dr. Urko. And thank you for being a new subscriber, my 1700th.
Nice.
All right, so second question for Anthony Riley on the Wheel of Derp.
Oh.
The answer.
No, Riley's not a Poe, but he is a contrarian. Although I think he genuinely thinks the Earth is flat, I also think he just enjoys disagreeing for the sake of disagreeing to try and appear smart. Whether it's a form of trolling or something, I'm not sure. He's not a Poe. He thinks the Earth is flat, but he also just enjoys triggering globe earthers by saying the most ridiculous things in comment threads. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just his stupidity. I don't like to think there's a human as stupid as that, but you know.
It's like I said before, you know, whenever you think flerfs can't get any stupider, they break through the stupidity barrier. But with Riley, I think it's he trained as a lawyer, and I've had other lawyers confirm that now. I thought he was fake for a while, but apparently he actually did get a law degree and worked for about 6 months before he realised he was no good at it. But he has that mentality. That's what a lawyer's mentality is. You're talking about contrarian. That their job is to make an argument, no matter how ridiculous it is, to defend their client. And you know, I'm not dissing lawyers or anything. I'm just saying the sort of mindset he has because that's what he's trained as. And so it. I think with Flat Earth, he's trying to prove he's a good lawyer because he failed at it. Regardless of the failure, because if he can make people convinced that the Earth is flat when he knows it's not, then you know he's been a good lawyer. He's been able to convince people of something that isn't true, even though you know, despite the facts. Which is what a lawyer will do. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of criminals who've gotten off because they had a really good lawyer, because they can make an argument well. But unfortunately for Riley, that's his problem. He's not very good at making arguments.
No, so bad, in fact, that one of the main times he was in court when he was caught driving without a license, the arguments he gave prompted the judge to conclude, the court is at a loss as to how Mr. Riley has come to these conclusions. That was a direct quote from the judge.
And I've been told that he's represented himself in court about 10 times, not necessarily for himself, but sometimes for other people, and lost everyone. So he's got a perfect record.
Perfect record of sucking.
Yes. And it's still not a clue to him, unfortunately.
No.
Zachariah Hooper, it's on the east coast of Australia at least, it's 7:28 at the moment, not 5 a.m. It might be 5 a.m. in Perth, I think, on the west coast. Well, 5:28, I guess. Just to answer your question. And Stone Mucky says Riley absolutely sticks to his argument. Yes, no matter how ridiculous and how debunked it might be, he sticks to it. All right, let's go to question 3 for Anthony Riley on the Wheel of Derp. So much to choose from, but I suspect you have a favourite.
Oh, there is so much to choose from. But you can't beat a classic, can you? Riley, if a triangle has sides of 1, 1 and 1,
yes,
what are the internal angles? What you mean, like an equilateral triangle or a right angle triangle? Riley, the triangle has sides of 1, 1 and 1. What are the internal angles? Yeah, but does that work on a right angle triangle? Riley, there's a triangle with sides of 1, 1 and 1. What are the internal angles? Yeah, but when's that ever used for celestial navigation? I'm just going to bring up a triangle calculator. Oh, wait, no, this doesn't work. So either you're lying or the triangle calculator doesn't work. That entire conversation is one of the dumbest interactions a human has ever had with another human.
the possibility of him being the person who was wrong didn't enter his mind, did it?
No. It's so much so was he convinced of him being right that the triangle calculator was broken.
Yes.
It's insane. But yeah, that entire conversation is one of the dumbest things that's ever happened.
I was actually just trying to find that video, but it's going to be too hard. But I did notice as I was looking through, I've jumped up to 1,713 subscribers. So thank you very much, Craig. That's a big boost, so I appreciate that. I've been sort of bumping along the 1695 for a long time, and to have that, that's great. Now I've got to start putting content. For those who are regular viewers, I have a job that's rather busy, and I calculated that what I make out of YouTube, I make in 15 minutes of doing my other job. So I kind of have to focus my energies there. So unfortunately, I don't make as much videos as I used to right now. I'm hoping I can change that soon. I'm hoping to do a what I'm calling a quick bite, which is where I just take one idiotic meme and debunk it. And that'll be a nice quick video. I should be able to put that together quickly, although it hasn't worked out yet. I'm still going to continue with my Taboo Conspiracy series, his Flat Earth Lies and debunking all those. I think I've got 7 to go on those. I've done 10. Please have a look. If you're new, please have a look through my video archive and have a look at those. They're always good. But yeah, so I apologize particularly to my members who contribute money on a regular basis that I haven't put out a lot recently, but hopefully with these quick bites I can put out one a week at least.
There's this thing called real life gets in the way, doesn't it?
And I find it a lot easier to just do a live stream like we're doing right now, which is great fun too. I'm having so at least we give you this content. But maybe once every 2 weeks for a live stream. I can't be like Craig, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I also don't have his talent in terms of putting videos together. So if I spent more time, I probably could at some point. But
that's the thing. I've taught myself all my editing skills. I've taught everything myself. You know, like the background behind me and everything. You know, I made all that, but I've learned all the skills that I've got in the past 4 years that I've been doing this. You know, you look at my first scripted videos that I did, fucking sitting in front of that floral wallpaper, fucking awful. You know,
that was awesome.
But then you look at my normal, my new stuff. You know, all the fancy background and POW and stuff. You know. It's taken a while to do that, but I've spent a lot of time, you know, just mucking about with After Effects and Premiere Pro and figuring out how to do cool stuff because it's fun.
It is, yeah. It's always fun to learn new things. It's a concept that flerfs never understand. And soft sits, it seems.
Yeah, just learning in general.
That was 3 questions, Riley, wasn't it? So we go back to the other wheel. And let's see who's left. We've got some good choices, haven't we, left? It's the best for last, I think. Although we had Riley, he's probably the best. Anyway, we'll see what happens on the Wheel of Derp.
Oh. It's going to be Mitchell, isn't it?
No.
It's going to be JM! Hey!
All right, you're looking forward to this one. Oops, missed. Let's go. Any particular questions for JM before I spin? And just quickly. Oh, we've got a super chat from Second Best Bob again. Thank you, Bob. You're very generous for £5. Globebusters have blocked me so much I can't even send them a super chat. Has Craig ever spoken to Bob?
No. The closest I got to talking to Bob was a message on Facebook Messenger. Hey, Bob, and then I was instantly blocked.
I remember on Ranty's old channel when Ranty was still running it, I had a bit of an interaction with Bob, and I asked him, tell me about the ice wall. And he said, oh, there's lots of videos of the ice wall. And I said, well, you can tell me, give me a link to one of them, please. And he said, oh, no, there's just search on YouTube. There's lots of, well, then it'll be easy for you to give me a link to one. And that's where he timed me out. Because I think he cottoned on.
Just go and look for it. I can't remember to give you the evidence.
Yes.
One thing I've been asking Bob for a long time. So obviously we all know Bob did, one of the greatest things ever.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
So obviously we all know Bob did that, but he made the claim that when he took his gyroscope up to higher elevations, it recorded a different degree of drift, slightly more than 15 degrees per hour.
Was the radius
which isn't... Yeah, but it would still be 15 degrees per hour.
Oh, I guess it is.
But it's just a claim he's made. He has never shown the data for that, ever. He's never shown a video of them doing it. He's never shown any recorded information or anything. So I've challenged him many times to provide that data, and that's usually what gets me blocked.
Yeah, so every scientist, the peer review process means you have to deliver the data that you use to come to your conclusions. So
Yeah.
He's against that process, which
Yeah.
means he's not being transparent about it, which means you can't
Absolutely.
trust it. So Judy Bassett, once again, a great supporter of so many people. Thank you very much for €7 for the corgis. So I will be feeding the corgis very soon. And Blue Marble Science has joined us in the chat as well. Hello, Blue.
Hey,
Always
Blue,
good
how
to
you
see
doing, dude?
And Zumi, I should mention Zumi. Hey, Zumi.
Oh, hey,
Second best
Zumi,
Bob.
you're awesome.
Says, anyone here, please try a chat on Globebusters. Be nice and just ask questions. See how long it is before you're blocked. Yes, like I described me doing that. So, yeah. I forgot who we... Oh, JM. We selected JM, didn't we?
We did, yes.
We went off on a tangent there. All right, let's see what question we'll get for JM on the Wheel of Derp.
Oh, you're still displaying me on the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I did spin it. All right. This might be a bit of a challenge.
Yes. So I am an expert in filmmaking, and I can tell you right now that you cannot pan a camera 11 miles.
You seem too intelligent. I'm not sure that was a very good imitation in that regard.
Yeah, no, true. But no, imitating JM is easy. You just tell a lie, and that's pretty much what JM does. But yeah, he once did say you can't pan a camera 11 miles.
Well, he also said 10 to the negative 17 was a negative number.
He did. He did, and he doubled down on that several times.
And then the sun was on fire, as we've covered.
Yep. In debate, when I probed him about it, I was like, why did you say that? If you know about physics, why did you say that? His response was, I'm just not talking to you now. Like, literally, exactly like that. Because he's a fucking lying child.
Geranism.
Geranism.
I guess that's a parody account, I hope. Because Geran's still on the wheel. So, yeah. All right. Next question for JM on the Wheel of Derp. What's JM's worst characteristic?
Thinking he's an expert when he's shit at everything he does. And
that's describing all flerfs.
I mean, that's not hyperbole, right? He claims to be a filmmaker, right? Right? And he made a zombie film. Put me full screen.
Oh, yep. There you go.
So, yeah, his worst trait is thinking he's an expert, especially in film, and then making this as a zombie film. Why are they walking like monkeys?
It's Zombie Planet of the Apes.
Oh, wait, no, they're not zombies, they're T-Rexes. They can only see movement, apparently. That never gets old, watching that from someone who calls himself a professional filmmaker. Yeah.
Yes, it's sort of like I think the script was written by the people who do Star Trek Discovery somehow.
Yeah.
Or Batwoman.
God, Batwoman.
Yeah. Heels versus Babyface. I recommend you look at that channel. It's that's quite amusing, and they look at those terrible shows.
Yeah.
I might change the banner to something else. Oh, it didn't work. Did that work? No. Why isn't that working? There we go. Welcome to all the JARSZ souls, especially my members. All right. Zumi says if that scene we just watched, if you put the Benny Hill song behind it, it seems so much better. I think
do that.
I think if you turn down the brightness to 0, it'd look a lot better too. So
yeah.
All right. I think this is the last question for JM Truth on the Wheel of Derp. All right. I'm thinking the monsters
car?
mobile.
You remember how Fred Flintstone drives a car?
Oh yes, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's JM because I don't think that there's an agency in the United States that would give him a license. Honestly, I don't think he could pass a driving test. There's no. He would during the driving test, he would start trying to teach the driver about driving, telling the driving instructor that he's wrong about what to do with the steering wheel and what the brakes do. Because JM's an expert in everything ever. He's not, but he thinks he is. Because, and, you know, I don't mean this lightly when I say it, but JM Truth, like all flat earthers, is a fucking idiot.
It's hard to deny the truth of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so we're down to 2. So who will be first, Jaron or Mitchell? And Mitchell sort of disappeared, didn't he? But I guess when we pick him, we'll talk more about that then.
Yeah, his flat earth school didn't do much, did it?
It got schooled. All right, let's spin the Wheel of Derp. And this is basically the last spin because we know what the other one will be.
Yep.
And it's going to be Jaron.
Oh, it's Jism.
This will be fun when we get Mitchell. We have to spin one choice.
Just spin him round.
Yes, he looks so much more intelligent that way. All right. Jism. Let's spin Jism on the Wheel of Derp. Oh, why are the dookies here? I like that. What sort of car does Jism drive?
Geranism. I imagine a clown car of some kind.
A Fiat 500.
What I picture is this little clown car just pulls up to a flat earth convention. Geranism gets out, and then out the other side, Riley pops. And then out from where Geranism just got out, Derf gets out. And then Bob gets out the other side. And then Arwen pops out. And it just keeps going. And they all just climb out the car because they're all fucking clowns.
Yes. Well, yeah, it'd be like everyone on the Wheel of Derp just pours out of this Fiat 500.
Yeah.
With red noses.
Yeah. Clown car is the best answer.
Beach 8, what sounded really nasty? Are you talking about Jism? I hope you are. I can't think of anything else I was particularly nasty about, but I apologise if it was. I'm not trying to be overly nasty. Just appropriately nasty, if that's the case. That was question 1. Question 2 for Jism on the Wheel of Derp. Oh, needs greasing up. Oh, whenever they change the ad, it sort of goes a bit funny, doesn't it? Jism spinning off the wheel. That's what he meant. Okay. Oh, that's good. Oh, hang on.
It kicked me out.
Yeah, sorry. I must have accidentally clicked you off the stream. So
yeah, that was weird.
I didn't realize it, and then I looked back at the screen. There you were. I was looking at the wheel. Anyway, Jism's worst characteristic.
Oh,
again, yes,
right.
I see what BHH is saying now.
So I found out some information about Geranism from another flat earther. I don't want to reveal yet, but the question of what Geranism's worst characteristic is going to be exposed by me. I have, this is all I'm going to say, but I have 100% proof that Geranism is a sexual deviant. And I will be exposing that shit very soon.
In a legal sense? I mean, people can do what they want as far as I'm concerned, as long as it's legal.
The things that he says to other people is disgusting, hideous, creepy.
Well, it sounds like a flerf, yeah.
I've been given some screenshots of things he said about other people. And I will be exposing Geranism for the exact kind of person that he is. So I'm going to keep that question of Geranism's worst trait under wraps right now. But in the next month or so, keep an eye on my channel for a proper exposing of Geranism.
Ooh, Geranism exposed. Ooh.
Yeah.
Blue Marble asks, does it have to do with farm animals?
Nah, Santos has got that covered.
Well, true, yes. All right, last question for Jism on the Wheel of Derp. Yes, okay, Beach 8, I get it. All right, spin. Ooh, a line. No? Okay.
How does Geranism stop being an idiot? Well, that's quite simple. Is when you do an experiment, Geranism, you listen to the results.
If you're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard, or at 17 feet off the water, the Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the Earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's his, we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting.
Interesting
there.
Yeah, so stop being an idiot, Geranism, by paying attention to the experiment you do that shows the Earth is curved and not then still telling everyone the Earth is flat, like a fucking moron.
Which means he's basically lying, because
Yeah.
he knows it's not. He's proved it's not. I do want to compliment, that's from Behind the Curve, a Netflix documentary.
Mhm.
I do want to compliment them on their graphics. They explain the things very well with those graphics.
Very well, yeah.
Yeah. That's why we use them all the time, because they're really good at explaining the point. So, probably credit given there, I think. So, our last spin of the Wheel of Derp. Who will it be? I wonder.
I've no idea. I'm anticipation levels. Oh my god.
Who is it?
It's a Mitchell.
It's the current. Oops.
It is the 2022 top left winner. Hugh, you there?
I hit my microphone accidentally. I was so excited. All right, so that's we've chosen Mitchell. So a man who claimed that the #1 proof of flat Earth was the sextant, and then never made another video because he was too embarrassed when everyone debunked it.
Yeah, he did a video going, here's a sextant. It measures angles. And that proves the Earth is flat. And then everyone with a brain went, wait, what? No. Like, seriously, no? It's so easy to debunk the fucking stupidity that Mitchell came up with.
It's so easy. It's amazing that he still thinks it's, it's something that he can make a video about, because it just points out what a fucking idiot he is.
Yeah, he just releases the same video again.
He has 5 kids. He has 5 kids. He said he has 5 kids anyway.
Someone fucked him, Jesus Christ.
Well, how do flerfs figure out that, Because it's like, for them, it's like insert tab A into slot B, and that's the way they look at it. They can't figure it out, otherwise it's too complex a concept. Anyway, I get the. I've had scuttlebutt at least, so take with a pinch of salt that his wife clamped down on his nonsense because she was feeling embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason. But it's still making him money because people are dumb enough to watch. So, all right, let's spit for Mitchell from Australia.
Let's see what we get.
That's so embarrassing to know he's from Australia.
Yeah, Mitchell
let's
from
spin
Australia.
the wheel. Yeah, let's spin the wheel of Derp.
Worst characteristic. His worst characteristic is thinking that he is important enough to charge 5,000 Australian dollars to debate. Mitchell come on my channel a couple of times. Wants to debate me about science and the scientific method, which he got completely schooled on, and wants to debate Mr. Sensible about Mage, which he also got completely schooled on. And after those two appearances on my channel, he now requires, if we're going to go to his channel, we have to pay 500 Australian dollars, just to go on his channel. But if you want him to come on your channel, you have to pay him 5,000 Australian dollars. Nothing he has ever done, his entire life's worth, is not 5,000 Australian dollars.
I'd agree. You just have to watch his videos to know that. And the way he treated Mr. Sensible, that was just atrocious.
Yeah.
Mr. Sensible just wanted to talk to him, and he was just being an asshole.
Because he's a flat
That's what he does. Yeah. They're terrible people. It's just amazing how consistent that is as a theme amongst flat earthers. Anyway, let's spin again for Mitchell on the Wheel of Derp.
Ooh.
Ah.
I can't do an Australian accent. You know what?
You can't speak proper like Weiss does.
I am pulling an Uno reverse card on you, and I'm going to ask you to imitate Mitchell from Australia.
Oh, I can't think of anything he said in particular. How do I do this? It is one of those sort of Australian accents. It's sort of like a bit boganish. And, the sextant proves flat Earth. It's the #1 globe killer. How's that go?
Yeah, it made me want to punch you. So, yeah,
yes.
Good going.
That sounds like a good criteria. Do you want to punch the person imitating? Then it's a good imitation, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Boo Manchu 2. That's a great name. How do you think Americans feel about the other Nathans? Brits feel about Jokley, and humanity feels about Santos Bonacci. Yes, we all feel that way. So, all right. Oh, FTFE, you've activated the Wybenga bot.
Oh, has Gary turned on, is he?
Yeah. Well, we're almost finished, Gary. So.
Gary did say when he was on my channel the other day that in the chat that he's willing to debate me if I remove him from the blocked on my channel. But Gary, you're not in the blocked list on my channel. Honestly, I've gone over it several times. You are not in there. I'm willing to take you on for debate, and I promise to be nice to you if you just send me an email, fighttheflatearth@gmail.com.
There you go, Gary. You can't turn that down, surely.
And he says sextants can only measure perspective elevation angles. There is no such thing as a perspective elevation angle. It measures angles. That's it. The sextant is an angle measuring device. You don't even have to measure elevations. You can measure the angle between two objects horizontally. A sextant is a angular measuring device. That's it.
Yes, Gary just likes to throw words together because he thinks it makes him look smart. But Gary, it doesn't. Not just people who know what they're talking about anyway. Flerfs never understand that, do they? They think that the tactics they use on people dumber than them will work on people smarter than them. They don't seem to understand that smarter people, can see through that.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I've got a super chat from Pronon1990, a name I haven't seen before. So if you're a new member, welcome. A new subscriber, welcome. For $4.99, talk about the evil of Lemon Bird, lol. Keep up the good works. Well, thank you very much. But Lemon Bird's one of those people I just find really annoying.
Yeah, the debates with him are just like the definition of word salad.
Oh, speaking of word salad, let's pull up my favourite.
New word salad cream. New word salad cream. It's flat free. It's flat free.
Be they either.
Dream to me.
I'm a stupid flat
Saddam Hussein was on the verge of revealing the flat earth.
Get your salad. Get your salad flurfy with word salad cream.
There's no intelligibility.
There's no science for a flat. None of us are expected to know this kind of stuff. We're making this stuff up.
I would use water. Perfectly still water. My model is perfectly level, flat, straight.
Absolutely. You touch the flatter. You can see the flatter. You can taste the flatter.
Word salad cream. Taste it today.
That tastes like shit.
Yes, Lemon Bird was in there, as well as Spurs, who's just, I'm glad he's sort of
Spurs is all over
disappeared.
TikTok at the moment.
I don't want to go on TikTok, I mean, that's where people who, children get exposed to nonsense. And so theoretically we should go there to stop it. But it's just a cesspool, isn't it, TikTok?
It is a big cesspool.
It's and of course it's controlled by the Chinese government. I'm not saying anything bad about the Chinese government, but I don't particularly want anything controlled by any government.
I'm not saying anything bad about the Chinese government, considering there's like 36 to one of them to one of me. I'm not saying anything bad about the Chinese. Absolutely.
And I for one, welcome our new Chinese overlords.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, we've had 2 questions for Mitchell, so this is the very last spin of the Wheel of Derp for tonight.
Gary Webbenenga says field of view is determined by height of the observer. Gary, there's wrong, and then there's what you just said.
So this was a question that came up for JM, but how do we turn this into a Mitchell question?
How do you pan 9 miles? Well, Mitchell thinks that the only way to actually calculate what miles are to look in the sky. Because he thinks that nautical miles are sky miles because,
No, sky miles.
Sky miles because Brian's a fucking moron and keeps saying it. So, I don't know, I guess you could say that he thinks that miles are in the sky and that's how you would pan 9 miles.
Well, given the entire world except for one country have metric as a standard measuring system, why are they talking miles at all?
Yeah. Well, they're miles are the right way. Screw all of you.
Well, we've got to standardise sometime. I mean, we are one world these days with all the internet. Distance to optical horizon is always determined. No, it is. Well, no, not always, Gary. There's refraction.
So
that was easy.
As that was the last spin of the Wheel of Derp, I figure we should ask Quantum Eraser how he feels about how things have gone.
Bagaki.
I'm an idiot.
I'm stupid. Moron.
With an ugly face and a big butt, and my butt
Smells. And I'd like to kiss my own
butt.
I'm an idiot. Bagaki.
Thanks for that, I guess, John.
Well, I have one response to that.
What, are you retarded? Are you retarded?
Because he'd have to be.
Definitely.
Yes. All right, so that's the Wheel of Derp for tonight. I guess I can.
That was fun.
That. Yeah,
a lot of derp.
It was. Yes, we have to deal with a lot of derp in this world, don't we?
We do, because flat earthers exist, unfortunately.
And they always will, because there will always be stupid people.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we've always got something to laugh at. So, all right, thank you very much for being my guest tonight. Let me just have a chat.
I've had a great time. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to all my guys that came over from the channel and the Discord. please do me a favor if you could and share this stream on social media and see if we can get HUGH JARSZ up to 1,000. What are you at now?
Well, I was just checking. 1,719. So thank you very much.
Let's see. Let's see if we can get HUGH JARSZ up to 1,800. That's a request from me to you guys. Share this stream and get HUGH JARSZ up to 1,800.
I'd be very much appreciative if you did. So thank you very much for that. And like I said, I'm going to try and put out a little bit more content soon. And I love doing content. It's just a matter of getting time to do it. I've got so many things I've got to focus on. But yeah, because it takes me about 6 to 8 hours to put out a video. So if I do a quick bite, it might take me about 3 or 4. So that I might be able to do that in an evening.
It takes me like 3 or 4 days to edit once I've finished recording and stuff.
Yeah, but you do so much more. That's why you've got 51,000 subscribers. So I appreciate that. And yeah, it's been great to have a chat with you. It's been too long since we've had a chat. So I hope to do this again.
Thank you for getting me on. And yeah, thanks for getting up at the bullcrack of dawn over there to have me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, no worries. And I hope you go and have a nice sleep now.
Aye.
Yeah. All right then. Thanks very much. And thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to all my members who have come on to watch. And I think that means we're at the
There's
end.
nothing left to do but cue the corgi.
You're just